Dead zone in the North Atlantic Ocean. Hi guys, I'm Tim, and I'm going to be your narrator. Carl and I are really good friends. He's a crab, and I'm a fish. We live in the North Atlantic Ocean, which is several hundred kilometers off the coast of West Africa. The weather is pretty good. There is sometimes fog and storms here and there, but it's not too shabby. There are dead zones though, and it can get pretty gruel out there. A dead zone is a place where there is no oxygen and almost no marine life. A dead zone happens when farmers' fertilizer flows through a sewage and goes into my home and many others. Fertilizer causes algae in plants to grow. The algae rises all the way to the surface and soon dies and sinks back to the bottom. Bacteria eats the algae. Bacteria need oxygen to eat the algae, but since there's too much of the algae, the bacteria don't know when to stop. So they take up all the oxygen. Now my friends and I don't have enough oxygen to live there anymore. Some native species that are affected in this dead zone are coral and I. Carl and I can't really breathe where we live right now. I try to convince Carl that we should leave and find a new home, but Carl doesn't want to. I got on my fence and started begging Carl to leave, but Carl says it will get better soon. I gave up and left Carl to find a new home because I could not stand living there with little oxygen. I found a new home and made a lot of new friends. I soon forgot about Carl until one day when someone mentioned his name. I overheard a girl named Sally saying that Carl the crab died. He had died in the North Atlantic Ocean. I was very sad, but I did tell Carl many times that we should leave. Come on, Carl, let's go, please. Nah, Tim, it's okay. Everything will soon pass, brother. A few moments later. Eh, rest in peace, Carl. Fly high. In the dead zones, nitrogen cycle, carbon cycle, photosynthesis, and cellular respiration play a huge part in the dead zones. Nitrogen cycle is used by the fertilizer. Fertilizer uses a lot of nitrogen, which can be bad for the marine life. It causes algae and plants to overgrow. Also, nitrogen can be good for humans and animals. We need nitrogen to survive. Next, we have carbon cycle. When organisms die, bacteria or fungi decompose them. The carbon that was in the tissues of the living organisms is released back into the atmosphere. Photosynthesis removes carbon dioxide from the atmosphere to make glucose. Last, we have cellular respiration. Cellular respiration happens when bacteria uses up the oxygen, taking away water to make energy. Some things that can help me live longer is to not dump fertilizer where I live. Instead of farmers throwing fertilizer in rivers, oceans, and lakes, they can recycle it. That way, me and my best friend Sally can live together forever. Well, unless one of those pretty nets takes us away to the unknown.